Jai Ananda, Ananda. Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Advaita. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Jaya Gauranithai, 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 Jaya Gauranithai, Gauranithai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya. Prabhupada. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Granthara Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuron Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So happy to be amongst all the devotees sheltered at the lotus feet of Shri Gaurangi Bangaloreshwar. Yesterday in our brahmachari class we had started the discussion on Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Madhya Lila 12th chapter, the cleansing of the Gundicha temple. We did not discuss from the beginning, but just the section in which this part, Gundicha Mandir Marjan, is described by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So in that we began with 71st verse, 71 to 78. Mahaprabhu desires to clean Gundicha temple. So service, importance of service we discussed at great length, because this is the life of a devotee. Without service, a devotee is dead, Srila Prabhupada says. So a devotee who doesn't have any service is dead, at least for that time. So every moment we should have service with our body, with our words, or at least in our mind. So for deities, we have physical services. We can stitch clothes for them, we can dress them, we can cook for them, we can clean their temple, we can construct temple for them. So a lot of physical services are there for deities. Then Srimad Bhagavatam can be spoken. We can tell the stories, the philosophy in Srimad Bhagavatam. And the holy name can be thought of in the mind. Prabhupada says, the best way or the easiest way to remember the divine couple Radha Krishna is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Though chanting is described, but then one can also think in the mind of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. As the mind becomes more and more purified of all the misgivings, anarthas, then it becomes very easy. The holy name will continuously ring in the mind without effort. There is no effort required. One's heart is naturally attracted to Krishna because there are no barriers. There are no obstacles. It's very smooth and fast. I just yesterday heard from some relatives here in Bangalore that when Mr. Narendra Modi visited Kalyan in Mumbai area, so there were several speed breakers on the roads. So they broke all the speed breakers because he should not experience any disturbance, maybe slowing down, health issues, whatever. All, there must be hundreds maybe, at least that path, at least few must be there, 30, 40, 50. They removed them all. Afterward they must have put again. But the point is, you can see, for great souls, there are no obstacles. So hope we become pure souls sooner or later. So seva is a privilege. One should not see it as chore or just a burden. To the degree we have conditioning, to that degree we see services as burden. We may have liking for few services, and there also we want to propagate ourselves. See me, see my beauty, how great I am. I render this service with such expertise. Nobody like me. Ekameva Dvitiya is one phrase for Krishna. Ekameva Advitiya, combined. Ekameva Dvitiya, one without a second. In Bollywood movies they say that, Mai hi mai hu, dusra koi nahi. I think you are from you are from South, so you don't know a lot from Hindi movies. You're fortunate in that sense, but a lot of songs, at least they echo the same feeling, that there is no one like, the hero will say to heroine, I am the only one, nobody equal to me. But then we find that somebody excels him. Yeah, he's saying, Matta parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. There is no one superior to me, asamurtha bhava. So that is meant for Krishna alone. So one should be taking pleasure in serving Krishna, and one makes so much advancement. A devotee cannot, he breathes in and breathes out services. Every glance, every thought, every word is a service to Krishna. Because yesterday we discussed to great length how for a pure devotee there is gross body and the soul, pure soul, and in between there is no subtle body, which we all have, and our subtle body is very contaminated. We have uncontrolled mind, we have lusty intelligence, and very strong false ego. So all the pure desires of the heart, pure desires of the soul, when they are trying to come out, they pass through this so-called filter or so-called dirty, what you can say, diaphragm or some curtain, very dirty. So thus all that comes out through the gross body is very bad, very dirty. But for pure devotee, there is no subtle body in between. Jarayati ashu ya kosham. The subtle body is dissolved. So there is no contamination. That's why his glance, his speech, his hearing, his touching, everything is amazing. Anybody by mistake gets touch of a pure devotee is fortunate. We see in the Rath Yatra time when Harichandan, the servant of King Prataprudra, found that Srivas Thakur, who is in the inner circle in which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing, was blocking the vision of King Prataprudra. So he just gently touched him and said, Hare Krishna, please move aside a bit. The king's vision is getting obstructed. But Srivas was absorbed in seeing Mahaprabhu so ecstatically dancing. So he did not pay any attention. Again, after some time, he said, Hare Krishna, could you please move aside? Again, no response. Srivas was absorbed. So it happened few times, then Srivas understood somebody is creating disturbance. So he looked back and he just slapped him strong, hard. Harichandan was very angry. What dance? How dare of him? I am rendering service to king. And so he was about to act in his passionate way. Immediately, King Prataprudra said, Hey, you are so fortunate. You got the touch of the lotus hand of a pure devotee, Srivas Thakur. If only I was so fortunate, I would have received this mercy. I am so unfortunate. You should feel fortunate. Celebrate your mercy that you got. So everything of a pure devotee is very auspicious. Touch also. So thus service should be taken very seriously. So we'll move aside. This seva is the prana of a devotee. Without service, a devotee cannot survive, as we have been saying. And Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur also says, Prana chayar sahetu prachar. One who has life, he will preach. Murda kya prachar karega? What can a corpse, a dead body preach? No question. So only one who has life, he will preach. And what is life? Prana. Prana is Krishna. Prana is Srimati Radharani. Bhakti. Krishna in the Rath Yatra section, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in front of the cart of Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, he says that Vrajavasi yata jana mata pita bandhu gana sabahoya mora prana sama tara madhe gopi gana साक्षात मोरा जीवन तुम्ही मोरा जीवनेरा जीवन. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, but in the mood of Srimati Radharani. But here he is telling the heart of Krishna. He is saying that Vrajavasi Yatagana, all the Vrajavasi, whosoever they may be, Mata, Pita, Bandhugan, whether they be my mothers, fathers, plural because there are several devotees serving as Krishna's parents. Certainly prominent are Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, but others are also in Vatsalyaras. So Mata, Pita, Bandhugan, and those who are friends, all that. Sabha hoye mora pranasam, they are all like my life. Pranasama, like my life. Taramadde Gopigan, and among all the Brajavasis, the Gopis, Sakshat Mora Jivan, they are my life only. And O Radharani, Tumi Mora Jivanera Jivana, you are the life of my life. It's a glorification of Srimati Radharani. So only one who has Krishna and Radharani in his heart or her heart, he is lively, he is alive. Others are dead. That's why a devotee should be vibrant, he should be lively. How he becomes lively? By receiving Krishna, by hearing. Shrunvata Swakata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Hridayantasto Hyabhadrani, Vidhunoti Suhrutsatam. How the Anarthas in our heart will be eradicated, destroyed. Krishna will do that. Paramatma will never do that. Millions of lifetimes he has been accompanying us. He does only three functions: Mruti, Gyan, Apohanam. Knowledge, remembrance, forgetfulness. He won't purify our heart. Only Krishna purifies our heart. But Krishna, how will he purify? When we allow him the entrance. Just like our servants, maid servants, we allow them to come in our house. The person may be billionaire, trillionaire, and the servant just a pauper in one sense, hardly earning 10, 20, 30,000 per month, and he's a billionaire. So even maybe Lakpatis are not allowed in that house, but this servant comes. He has entrance because he has come to serve. So Krishna is also the best servant. That's how his devotees can be the topmost servants. So he comes to clean our heart. But provided we allow the ears, the doors, there are two doors, so one should open them. Unfortunately, we open our ears more for Maya's message. Nowadays, through internet, so many messages, not just text, but this WhatsApp, and Facebook, and Instagram, and what nonsense, all the nonsense of the world, we allow it to come through our ears. Rather, we should hear Krishna Katha only. And the one who hears Krishna Katha always, his heart will be purified because Krishna will clean the heart. So here the whole section is talking about how to clean the Gundicha temple. So Gundicha temple is representing our heart only. And Krishna will come in this heart. If the heart is very clean, then only he will come. Krishna is very pure. He doesn't like to come in a dirty place. So we need to cleanse our heart. He will only clean, in one sense, when we allow hearing, through the hearing process. His Holiness the Loknath Swami Maharaj sings some 2-3 lines, So Suswagatam Krishna, Sharanagatam Krishna, Suswagatam Krishna, Sharanagatam Krishna. So he's saying, oh Lord, please come, welcome, red carpet welcome to Krishna in our heart. Our heart is a temple, Gundicha temple. And we need to clean it. Then Krishna will come and he will reside over there. Tomara rodoye sada Govinda Vishram Govinda kohena mora Vaishnava paran. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says in his song that Tomara rodoye sada Govinda Vishram. Oh Lord, oh my dear spiritual master or pure devotee, in your heart Govinda is residing. Not Paramatma. Paramatma is residing in others' hearts. But for pure devotee, he says Govinda. He says Shyam Sundar. Yam Shyam Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilechana Santas Sadaiva Rudayeshu Vilokanti. The pure devotees always in their heart are seeing what? Not Paramatma. Shyam Sundar, Krishna, the black one. So this is how one should purify one's heart, by allowing submissive oral reception. Prabhupada's words are so amazing. Submissive oral reception. We don't hear so much these words, oral reception. We have guest reception, we have reception, red carpet, welcome we say, whatever, red carpet reception. But it's not oral reception, and that too submissive oral reception. Very amazing words. Some words Prabhupada has coined, Krishna has empowered him. They are so powerful. Just by thinking of one word, your heart will be completely purified and you will be able to receive Krishna. So yesterday the last sloka 70, which was that? 78. So 80 also we discussed, and then 81. He then gave each devotee a broom with his own hand, and taking all of them personally with him, the Lord went to Gundicha. So we discussed also Udila Aruna Purava Bhagi, how the Lord took. I think we went ahead also. In this way, the Lord and his associates went to cleanse the Gundicha temple. At first, they cleansed the temple with the brooms. So we discussed about gross cleanliness. So we should keep externally ourselves clean, our bodies clean, by bathing at least once in a day, if possible 2-3 times a day, and wearing fresh clothes. Then surroundings should be also very clean. Prabhupada gave example of Parsis, those who use china clay. Prabhupada heavily condemns them because they don't wash it. Just wipe it off and use the same vessels for eating again next time. And Prabhupada, very in a disgusting words, he says, how unclean they are. So one should keep one's self and surroundings very clean. So we'll go ahead with 82nd. So this section, 79 to 89, is discussing Lord and his associates clean the temple. Bhitara mandira upar sakala majila simhasana majipuna sthapana karila. This also we discussed. The Lord cleansed everything inside the temple very nicely, including the ceiling. So our fans have skyscraper buildings for improvement. Room for improvement. Today 1:30 is there a temple hall cleaning. Hari Bol! So all are welcome for Gundicha Mandir Marjan. So, fortunately, these ceilings we don't have to worry so much. Hopefully not much. But at least the fans need cleaning regularly. Once in a month, if we could clean the temple fans, it will be at least once in a month. Daily may be difficult because it's beyond our reach. We need to use ladder, etc. But at least at some regular frequency, fortnight, a month at least. And as I was telling last to last year, even the newcomers also can be invited. If you remember, one couple was sitting there, middle-aged, and I asked them, sir, would you like to clean the some premises in the temple? You remember? You don't remember? And he said, yes, why not? I said, yes. See, he's a newcomer. I mean, he comes regularly, he's an outsider, but they will be happy. Husband, wife, they will clean, they will serve Charanamrit, half an hour, 1 hour. They don't mind because they understand this is my father's and mother's place, temple. It's everyone's place. Why won't they do? Little prasad we can eat. The middle-aged person, we cannot tell them to climb on the ladder and clean that is youngsters' thing. But they can do so many other services. That's how Prabhupada engaged everyone in services in the early days, and they all flourished. Initially, he could not force them because they were completely new, they knew nothing. But then eventually one day when all the hippies left after eating food, scattering a lot on the ground here and there, one fellow had eaten too much, overeaten, so then he was not able to get up. All his friends by one they left. So he was the last one, and he remained in the whole hall, 26 2nd Avenue, and he was looking at the whole hall, how dirty it was, so many plates lying. And a thought came to his mind, who cleans all this? Whenever we come, it's very clean place. Now it is so dirty. Every time after program, this is the mess created. So who cleanses all this? There is no servant or maid servant over here. Only Swami stays here. So maybe the Swami cleans. He's so old. How does he clean all this? Maybe I can help him. Will you allow him? Allow me? And as soon as the thought came, immediately he got up. When the thought of service comes, you become lively. The strength you don't have, you get the strength. Impossible things become possible. Till then he was not able to stand up because he had overeaten. But when the thought came, can I assist this Swamiji in cleaning these vessels? Immediately got up. You can see Vasudeva never said, what is this Krishna, what nonsense you are speaking, that I should take you to Gokul Mahavan, crossing Yamuna. Here, I cannot even break or open these prison cell doors. They're all locked with heavy locks and the keys are with the doorkeepers. Krishna said, take me across Yamuna to Gokul Mahavan. Immediately, he had Krishna in a basket, he put on the head with all chains and everything. Can you imagine? And he going. How is he going? We know at airport and many places, offices, when you go to the door will open because there are sensors there. That time, so-called technology, the degradation had not happened so much. The sensors were there. So he knew senses are not there, but his senses were fully awakened or always awakened state to serve Krishna. So he just went, marched ahead. And if let's say the door opening would have been little delayed, he would have banged on the bars also. No problem. But that will never happen. Krishna will not allow any hindrance in the service of a devotee. So as soon as he came very close, immediately the doors, the locks opened up. And they broke up. And then his chains and everything fell down. And then he was still passing through the prison cell area with Krishna. So nothing. As soon as he came out of the prison cell area, immediately Anarthas came. Because there is no ceiling over there. Till the time he's crossing the prison cell area, which is quite big area. So there is no need. But as soon as he came out, immediately Anarthas came, covering Krishna as well as the carrier of Krishna, Vasudeva also. And then the dogs who would be barking so much every night, they were all silenced. And lot of rains, so that no problem, no noise can be heard. And all the prisoners were fast asleep, peacefully. And then came next obstacle. There was Yamuna, which was flooded. And he was wondering how to cross this. So Krishna is there. So what happened? One she-jackal came. And she's small. She entered in Yamuna. And Yamuna got divided. And there was a dry path. She crossed whole Yamuna. And Vasudeva said, wow, amazing. If she-jackal can cross, why can't I? I am a little taller and all that. So he followed in her footsteps. And he crossed very easily. And this is Jiva Goswami speaking in Shri Gopal Champu, etc. Many acharyas have spoken so many amazing things, how the lila takes place. And he could go there very easily. So when we desire to serve, all the obstacles are removed. But our problem is our desire only doesn't awaken. That desire awakens in the association of devotees. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. When there is association, whatever the kind of association, then people develop desire to do that. People have iPhones because they have associated too much with the people having iPhone. People, those who are in America, they associated too much with the Indians who had been to America, had settled in America, and they were discussing with them, and that's how they reached. So Jaisa Sang, Vaisa Rang. Sangat Sanjayate Kama. That's why one should choose association, then the desires are automatically chosen. So the crux lies in choosing association of devotees. Then desires are set in and everything moves forward in a very wonderful way. So one should clean the ceiling, including the ceiling. He then took up the sitting place, Simhasan, cleansed it and again put it in its original place. Don't feel bad, but like if you see these chairs are so clean, but you just make them upside down and see what is the status. A lot of dirt over there. So we don't clean from bottom. Isn't it? Do you agree or not? How many of you agree? The bottoms of the chairs are very dirty because nobody puts hand there. There is no cloth that ever touches there, kind of. So, but we can do that also. Once in a while, once in 6 months, once in a year. It deserves. Just because whatever visible, that should be clean, and that which is not so much visible, that can be unclean. That is not how a devotee is. So that's how the deep anarthas inside. Hridayantastho. Stha means situated. Antastha. Quite deep inside the heart there are many anarthas. Very subtle anarthas. Gross are visible, subtle are not visible. But they are quite deep there. Like how many people see the chair from bottom? Hardly anyone. Isn't it? Maybe the owners also don't see. Everybody sees the chair. They'll take out the chair from there. They will put it in a place where they want to sit. And they'll sit on it. It's clean, so to say. But nobody makes it upside down to see how dirty it is. So like that, anarthas which are deep inside are invisible. So one should apply himself wholeheartedly to the process of purification. Next, 83rd. Chota Boda Mandira Kaila Marjana Shodhana Pachitai Che Shodhila Shri Jagamohana. Thus the Lord and his companions cleansed and swept all the temple's buildings, big and small, and finally cleansed the area between the temple and the Kirtan hall. So that is called a Jagamohan. Mahaprabhu has spoken some things about Jagamohan also, that seeing Lord Jagannath, let my head fall at the floor of Jagamohan hall. This is for Sri Mandir, Jagannath temple. So Jagamohan Hall also they cleaned. Charidike Shatash Bhakta Sammarjani Kare Apani Shodhena Prabhu Shikhana Sabare. Indeed, hundreds of devotees were engaged in cleansing all around the temple, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was personally carrying out the operation just to instruct others. So in this world, people say that now the world is very bad, people are so much into gadgets all the time, and now preaching is very difficult. No, it's very easy, because people are impersonal, they are not able to relate with each other, so they are into machines. That shows how much impersonal is widespread. And Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini. So that time what West was, in one sense, now India is or is becoming. So it is becoming Nirvisheshwadi. That's how many of you agree that people don't relate with each other, but they relate more with machines? Yeah. You can see mother finds a child to be a headache. So she's trying everything here, there, nothing is working. So ultimate Brahmastra is hand over the mobile to the child. He is peaceful, she is peaceful. So there is a height of impersonalism. Mother's love for the child is the highest in the world, and she doesn't want to give time to the child. She's fed up. Was our mother fed up with us? No. She tried everything, she did everything, hell with all the household chores. Her Devarani will do, somebody will do. And she went on with the child. We were never neglected. So in one sense we got more love. And today's generation is not getting that love. They are so-called. That's why we have heard, the people should be loved and machines should be used. But what happens? Machines are loved and people are used. So this is the period that's happening exactly. People love machines. They like to be with laptop, mobile and all that. And they use people for their selfish purposes. So this is the time when Prabhupada, the Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini, who was highly personal, who could create revolution in the hearts of those hippies in 60s. So the same now, same phase has come or is coming in India. So it's a very ripe period. If only we can be very personal and offer them love of Krishna, Krishna Prem. But for that first we have to have our heart filled with Krishna Prem. By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Prem means three things only, no four things. Name Ruchi, Vaishnava Seva, Jivadaya. So how much have we developed Krishna Prem? We can check through these three parameters. How much I love the holy name. Can I chant throughout the day? At least 64 rounds. Acharyas have recommended in Sri Harinam Chintamani. Sri Haridas Thakur says 16 granthis should be chanted daily. One granthi of 4 rounds, so 64 rounds. Prabhupada went to West, early followers asked how many rounds to chant Swamiji. He said 64. They said, that will take too much time, 7-8 hours. Whole day will go, please have some concession, some mercy. Prabhupada said, okay, 32. They said, that also too much, 3.5, 4 hours. Some more concession. Prabhupada said 16 minimum, nothing like that. That's how it became 16. Ideally, Kirtanya Sadahari, Satatam, Kirtayanto Mam. Krishna has said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said. So what more is required? But okay, chalo. Acharyas are more merciful. Haridas Thakur saying only 64. Prabhupada is most merciful, saying only 16. So at least 16 good rounds should be chanted. Not 16 rounds should be chanted, 16 good rounds. One should put 99% of the day's energy in chanting the holy name. Prabhupada said 99% of the advancement is by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So one should put his whole energy. Throughout day, how much energy we put? So much. Traveling, running, what not. Okay. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was personally leading the operation. Very nice word Prabhupada used. Operation. There's so many operations in this world, apart from even the surgeries in the hospitals. But, Operation Blue Star, Indira Gandhi had in 1984. So to attack the Lotus Temple, etc. So many operations are there. But this is the best operation, which will make our heart purified. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was personally carrying out the operation just to instruct others. Apani Achari Prabhu Shikhaimu Shabare. Mahaprabhu personally told the whole world, taught the whole world how to chant the holy name, how to practice bhakti. He came for that reason only. Premullase Shodhena लयेन कृष्ण नाम भक्तगण कृष्ण कहे करे निज काम. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed and cleansed the temple in great jubilation, chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna all the time. Similarly, all the devotees were also chanting and at the same time performing their respective duties. So, slowly we should make a practice while doing any service, we are chanting also with the tongue. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In case cooking is happening, then we can put maybe mask because let our saliva not fall. Just like Matajis, when they cook, they had supposed, even Prabhujis, are supposed to put some covering on their head because hair should not fall and contaminate the offering. Similarly, saliva, so there is no speaking allowed there. But then one can put mask and one can chant. If not, at least tongue can be moving inside the mouth little bit. One Mahamantra is chanted without anybody hearing. So, or one can, without even moving of the lips and tongue, one can chant in the mind only. I chanted one Mahamantra in the mind. So, it's all possible. Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a strong will, there is a strong way. Where there is a weak will, there is a weak way. Where there is no will, no way. So, we should have will. And where does the will come from? Sangha. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. So Sangha has to be very strong. Then one flourishes in spiritual life. Otherwise one perishes from spiritual life. Dhuli bhusara tanu dekhite shodhana dekhite shobhana kaha kaha ashru jale kare sammarjana. The entire beautiful body of the Lord was covered with dust and dirt. In this way, it became transcendently beautiful. At times, when cleansing the temple, the Lord shed tears, and in some places, He even cleansed with those tears. So, Lord is amazing. He has all Ashtasattvic Vikar. Radha Bhava, beauty, Savalitam, Naumi Krishna Swarupam. He has come with the complexion and the mood of Srimati Radharani. So, Radharani is always crying tears in love for Krishna. So, here Mahaprabhu is also doing that. But this is a great fortune to become, so to say, dirty while engaged in services of the Lord. Because externally we may become dirty, our clothes may become dirty, but our hearts will become sparkling clean, white, and very beautiful. So that's the formula. People feel disgusted. How can we clean? It is said in Chaitanya Bhagavat that when King Prataprudha saw first time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in ecstasy, first time he saw Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu had tears coming from his eyes, then nose was running and saliva was coming. All three were mixed and they were going to his chest and all that. When he saw that, ooh, what is this? Three contaminated substance, the tears from our eyes, contamination. What do you call mucus? Flowing from the nose, another contamination. And saliva is the third contamination. And all three were flowing profusely and all three were getting mixed also and they were drenching his chest and other parts. So he kind of got his aversion or disgusting feeling. So that's why Mahaprabhu kept distance from him. He wanted to give him full approach, full chance of understanding the dynamics, the Raganuga Bhakti and the highest pinnacle, Prema Bhakti. And he got a good lesson. Mahaprabhu was rejecting him like anything. When he heard from Sarvam Bhattacharya, he's Krishna only. So he was very desperate, but Mahaprabhu did not allow. But then eventually, Mahaprabhu also embraced him. So when we may become dirty in the service of the Lord, externally gross body, but the subtle body will be purified. Subtle body will dissolve also. So it's a privilege again. It's not, one should not feel averse. Children nowadays, if you take them to Goshala, city children, and tell them, lift the gobar, go. Smelling bad also. One has to teach them the Vedic life, how one should take pleasure in cleaning all kind of foodstuffs, all kind of things and everything. Bhoga mandira shodhana kari, shodhila prangana, sakala avasakrame, karila shodhana. After this, the place where the deity's food was kept Bhoga Mandir was cleansed. Then the yard was cleansed, and then all the residential quarters, one after the other. Everything requires cleaning. Yesterday I was telling Her Grace Yamuna Mataji how when she would enter in kitchen for cleaning, by the end of the cooking, offering is over and whole kitchen is clean. All vessels are clean. There is nothing for what they call wind up. There is no concept of wind up. Everything is clean, spick and span. That's how Prabhupada taught her. She learned from Prabhupada only how to cook. So sincerity is also important. Her Grace Shilavati Mataji, Her Grace Ladini Mataji wanted to know how to serve the deities. So she was told that Her Grace Shilavati Mataji is personally taught by Prabhupada. You learn from her. So the essence, she taught everything to Her Grace Ladini Mataji, but she told three things: cleanliness, punctuality, and sincerity. This is what is deity worship. So ISKCON temples are very famous for being very clean. Otherwise, traditional temples, there's so much. People break the coconut and all the coconut is lying there, the shell is lying there, hard shell, and tulsis are scattered all over, and so many other things are there. Sometimes dogs are also there. But ISKCON temples are so clean. Not just supposed to be the altar, floor and altar, but even other parts, premises. Temple hall, the premises. And the punctuality. Everybody knows, everybody runs for temple artis because they know 4:30 means 4:30, 12:30 means 12:30, whatever, 7 o'clock, Gaurati means 7 o'clock, like that. Our head pujari in Radha Vrindavan, early Radha Kunjaveri temple, if some other pujari delayed opening by even 2-3 minutes, he would fast the next meal. How there was delay in the Lord's receiving food or opening of the altar. Very high standards we follow. And sincerity. That's what pleases the Lord. And the Lords in the temples of ISKCON are very beautiful and they smile also. The outfits, they fall short. The Lord eats nicely and becomes plumpy. So earlier outfits which are fitting nicely, eventually there is difficulty. You have to make them loose or make new ones. So many places it happened. Trunadhuli kinkara sabha ekatra kariya bahirva se layya felai bahira kariya. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu collected all the straw, dust and grains of sand in one place, he gathered it all in his cloth and threw it outside. So we have to take it in one place and throw it outside. Sometimes wind blows, it just comes. Sometimes some devotees sweep like this, like this, like this. They take the dust particles ahead, they take them back. Again take them. So that has to be taught how to do. Like this you have to do and little bit like this, like this. So this all requires. Sometimes it seems that to Prabhupada it was complained that devotees don't know how to do these basic things also, cleaning and all that. Then Prabhupada said, send them back. They have not learned from their mother. Let them learn like that. These all things should be taught in childhood only by mother mainly, and maybe father. But that was not done. So Prabhupada had to do everything. Prabhupada had to teach his disciples A to Z. Ei mata bhakta gana kari nij vase trunadhuli bahire felaya paramaharishe. Following the example of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees in great jubilation began to gather straws and dust with their own cloths and throw them outside the temple. More things are caught than taught. An example is better than precept. Your actions speak louder than your words. So, in ISKCON, devotees are action men and women, but we need to lead in all aspects of spiritual life, even sweeping, cleaning, washing vessels. There are so many examples we can see, devotees, great souls, they did that, simple, humble services. Prabhu kahe kekota kariyacha sammarjana trunadholi dekhile janiba parishrama. The Lord then told the devotees, I can tell how much you have labored and how well you have cleansed the temple simply by seeing all the straw and dust you have collected outside. So 90 to 94 is Mahaprabhu collects more dirt, than all the devotees. So thus, we should also, now let's say all of us start cleaning this temple hall. So the dynamics, the thing is, Mahaprabhu will see who has collected maximum. Somebody has collected 10 gram, somebody has collected 50 gram, 100 gram. Somebody has collected 10 kg, 10 kilogram. That is obviously maximum quantity. So what does that mean? Okay, Mahaprabhu saw each devotee's collection of the dust, dirt, etc. But then the devotee also saw, no? He also is saying. So like that we should be able to see lot of dirt in our heart. If you are able to see maximum dirt in your heart, in whichever Vaishnava community you are in, that means Mahaprabhu is very pleased with you. You will get his pat. Unfortunately, Anartha Nivritti stage is such, we see all other devotees, Anarthas, their faults. And in our own heart, we don't find any problem. The purest of all pure heart, my own heart. Like that. So one has to know Anartha Nivritti means not seeing others Anarthas, seeing my own Anarthas, and then inquiring from pure devotee spiritual master, my dear spiritual master, how am I to get purified of this? And he says, you hear about Krishna, you chant the Lord's name, then it will all go away. And one does it very submissively, humbly, with all humility. Then all the Anarthas will go. Then one will be firmly situated. The Anarthas are mainly of passion and ignorance, and they make oneself, or the sadhaka practitioner, very unsteady. So they are removed, the sadhaka becomes steady. Just like there are stones on the road, and then when we are driving, so the vehicle undergoes some jerks. So now if you have smooth roads, just like express highways, the vehicle goes as if kind of gliding over it, very smoothly. So like that will be the experience. So Anarthas should be seen and they should be removed. Krishna will remove if we hear about him, we chant his holy name. One should see maximum dirt. In fact, one should become blind to others' Anarthas, and one should be quite alarmed about how many Anarthas do have in my own heart. A lot is there, a lot. It will take long time, many lifetimes actually. Bahu janma koriyadi, Shravana Kirtan, Tabutana Pai Krishna Pade Premadam. Millions of lifetimes of Shravanam and Kirtanam. Directly is talking two processes of devotional service. Bahu janma koriyadi, Shravana Kirtan. And these are the most important of all 9 processes. And these two also we do for millions of lifetimes. Tabutana Pai Krishna Pade Premadan. Still you will not achieve attachment to Krishna, love for Krishna. Because of aparadhas, because of offenses, mainly to devotees. So how difficult? Millions of lifetimes one cannot be purified. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur says it takes 3 lifetimes. First life goes in Namaprad. One commits lot of offenses. Second life goes in Namabhas, the clearing stage. And third life, one chants purely. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says 3 lives minimum. And then Prabhupada is the only Acharya. He says, I can make it in 1. And he has the power. Prabhupada says in one audio lecture, he says, means audio, it may be video also, but in lecture, that you all are in your 20s, all the boys and girls, and supposing you will all live up to age 70, so you have 50 years. 50 years are good enough. If you chant Hare Krishna mantra, serve devotees and all that, 50 years are good enough. You will reach perfection. But the problem is, who remains for 50 years? Many don't remember. By 1986, when Lilamrita was to be written, it was not one man's interview to be taken, hundreds and thousands of devotees. So the devotees, some 15-20 devotees were sent all over the world. And then they found maximum devotees have left Krishna conscious practices. More than 4,000 devotees have left Krishna conscious practices. Hardly few. So they were interviewed, and others also who were practicing earlier. So that is how it's very difficult, because it requires sattva gun, goodness, to do the same things continuously. Slow and steady wins the race. Fast and unsteady gets out of the race. The rabbit, he ran. Then he thought, I have covered a lot of distance. The border, that last point is very nearby. I'm a little tired. I'll take a little rest. That tortoise, slow guy, slow fellow, he cannot never make it to myself here and all that. And he slept, and he was out of the race. And tortoise went on slow, steady, one by one, left, right, left, 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 right, left. And he saw a rabbit on the side of the road. He can take risk, I cannot. I am very slow. And he went on and he reached the destination. And then the rabbit got, oh, what is that? Still, I think that fellow has not come here also. He ran and then he saw he has already reached. So sattva is required. And for that knowledge is required. Sattva guna means knowledge. And happiness is also there. One is very happy with Krishna conscious practices. Certainly when we hear from pure devotees, then we become paradukha dukhi. We see others' distress also. And then we get into preaching activities. But otherwise in personal practice, one is very happy. And one has knowledge. Jnanam and sukham. These are the two characteristics of the mode of goodness. So regularly there should be knowledge that should be acquired. So one should see the anarthas in one's own heart, not in others' hearts or in others' lives. And that's a big problem. Perceiving anarthas in others. Only a spiritual master or a guide or a teacher has the right to see the faults in a sense. Basically faults means obstacles in the devotee's life by which he is not able to serve Krishna. So let me help him to remove this anartha so that he serves Krishna very nicely. In Anudvega Karam Vakyam, there Prabhupada writes this in the purport, that he says that Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, Ma Bruyat, Satyam Apriyam. Satyam Bruyat, one should always speak the truth. Priyam Bruyat, but the truth is bitter many times. So speak the truth in a very palatable way. Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, Ma Bruyat, Satyam Apriyam. Don't speak the truth which is unpalatable. Just like Yudhishthira Maharaj when asked Vidurji who had come from pilgrimage that, uncle, how is Vasudeva, how is Devaki, how is this, how is that, and then how is Krishna and all that. So Krishna had departed for Golok Vrindavan. But Vidurji thought, no, this is very heavy, bitter truth. Yudhishthira Maharaj, he's so happy in receiving me, and everybody is happy that I have come after a long time. If I tell this, they will be all broken-hearted, hearing the news of Krishna's departure. So he avoided that. And then after some time, when Arjun returned of staying in Dwarka for 7 months, when he returned, then Yudhishthira Maharaj understood and heard also from him. So one should not speak the truth that is unpalatable. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, only a teacher or guru can speak the truth, though unpalatable. Because the disciple is also ready to receive it from him. Because lot of emotional or devotional depositing has happened here. You all have heard that concept, emotional bank balance. How much you have deposited in the person, that much maximum we can withdraw in any relationship. Just like in a bank, if you have deposited, let's say 20,000, and minimum it has to be 2,000. So maximum 18,000 we can withdraw, and our account continues. Not much money there, but account continues. Otherwise, if I withdraw 20,000, account is only closed. And anything less than 18,000 is also okay. The account continues. So similarly, how much we have deposited in others, that much max we can withdraw, not more than that. So people don't know the science of love, the science of relationships. Only Guru is one who has deposited so much in the disciple, so the disciple can understand, even if disciple is chastised by the Guru or corrected by Guru. So he can speak truth in a very unpalatable way, and disciple will accept it. But others should not do that. So see one's own anarthas, not others. Sabara jhantana bojha ekatra karila Sava haite prabhura boja adhika haila. Even though all the devotees collected dirt in one pile, the dirt collected by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was much greater. Why? Because he is collecting dirt of all the devotees in one sense. Krishna is cleansing everyone's heart, so his collection of dirt would be maximum. So Mahaprabhu showed by his own example how one should put his heart and soul and get, then so much service will be done. Eimata abhyantara karila marjana punaha sabha kare dila kariya vantana. After the inside of the temple was cleansed, the Lord again allotted areas for the devotees to cleanse. Again, one round is over. Now second round. Sukshma dhuli truna kankara sabakara hadur Bhalamate shodhana Karaha Prabhura Antapur The Lord then ordered everyone to cleanse the inside of the temple very perfectly by taking finer dust, straws and grains of sand and throwing them outside. So this is second round. So very fine tuning. So in this now there are cracks in the joints of the tiles. So that whatever dirt inside, truna, etc., the dust, straw particles, they all have to be removed from there. Because if you sweep like this, all the dust and dirt that will be taken across, but some will go in those cracks also. So that also has to be removed. Thorough cleaning. So if you do in Maha cleaning like that thoroughly, then slowly our sattva will increase and we'll be able to see the anarthas in the heart also. Then it will be very helpful. Sabha Vaishnavalaya Yabe Dui Bara Shodhila Dekhi Mahaprabhuramani Santosha Haila. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the Vaishnavas cleansed the temple for the second time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy to see the cleansing work. So the more we engage in purifying our heart, Krishna is very pleased with us. So how much we endeavor. Endeavoring devotees, endearing to the Lord. One should endeavor. So endeavor is all in our hand. That's possible. Other things, results are Krishna's gift only. So one should endeavor like anything. He says, Esham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam trudavvrataha. Those souls who have acted piously in previous lives and in this lives, for them they are free from te dvandva moha, dualities, heat, cold, happiness, distress, honor, dishonor. They are free from all that. Te dvandva moha, and they are free from all illusion. Nirmukta bhajante mam Drudavrata. They serve me with all their hearts or with great determination, with great endeavor. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha drudavrataha. They endeavor with great force, with great endeavor. It's a big endeavor. So we should see such pure devotees in life, hear about them, and then we should follow in their footsteps, endeavoring a lot. One should endeavor in spiritual life. In material life, there is no endeavor required. As Prahlad Maharaj says in the 6th chapter of 7th canto, he says that Sukham Maindriyakam Daitya Deha Yogena Dehinam Sarvatra Labhyate Daivat Yatha Dukkham Ayatnataha. One should not endeavor for material life at all. In a sense, one should just work. Like those who have jobs, they should go to job 9 to 5, whatever, that's it. And one should not be crazy. I will work hard overtime, earn more money. More money might be earned, but more pleasure will not come through that excess money. Excess distress can come. Because the quantum of happiness and distress is fixed for everyone with the birth. That cannot be increased or decreased also. It is fixed. It will come. Nobody can stop it. I know brahmacharis who in inheritance somebody got 10 lakhs, somebody got 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. One, I know, 50 lakhs. 15, 20 years of dedicated service to their lordships. Parents left body, the property was sold, divided in the family members, the sons, daughters. He gets 50 lakhs. To get 50 lakhs, one has to toil a lot. But he got without toiling because sarvatra labhyate daivat. It is there in the daiva. Purva janma sukruti agre dhavati dhavati. Your purva janma sukruti, karmi unmukh sukruti, whatever good deeds and all that you have done, that is running ahead of you. Agre, ahead of you. Dhavati dhavati. It will go ahead. In the bank your check is ready. And this brahmachari reaches there. Okay, check of 20 lakhs. Some FD or something like that. Done. So check is ready first, he reaches little later. Because agre dhavati dhavati. So one doesn't have to endeavor for material life. That's what Prahlad is saying. The formula for happiness is don't endeavor for happiness. Happiness will come. As distress comes unasked for, unprayed for, similarly happiness will also come. Sarvatra labhyate deva. Yatha dukkham ayatnataha. Ayatnataha. Without endeavor, dukkham. Distress comes. Similarly, sukham also will come. Sukham indriyakam daitya. Deha yogena. We, the soul, have connected ourselves with this body. Deha yoga has happened now for all of us. We are all embodied souls. Deha yoga has already happened. So, deha yogena dehina. So, for us, our happiness and distress is fixed in this body. Nobody can increase it and decrease it. So, why to endeavor for happiness, for more money? That will come. Just do as you are obligated to do. Whatever one's varna, ashram, services are there, that one should do. That's it. And then it all is taken care. So after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the Vaishnavas cleansed the temple for the second time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy to see the cleansing work. So the more we endeavor in spiritual life, Lord becomes pleased. Endeavors are very important. Okay, any question? That is what it means by Rajogun and Tamagun. What does Bhaktivinoda Thakur say? I see faults in others because I am honeycomb of faults. So, because we have Rajogun and Tamagun, we will be blind to our anarthas and we will be able to see the anarthas which are there and which are not there also. So one has to get out. Tada rajastamo bhavaha kamalobha dayasya ye Chaitayete rana vidham stitam sattve prasidati. The one who is stitam sattve, he is situated in sattvaguna, prasidati, he is very cheerful. And when it does that happen, nashta prayashu abhadreshu, nityam bhagavata seva. 24 hours we should be either reading Prabhupada books or we should following the instructions of some devotee who has taken 24 hours of association of Prabhupada through his books. And because of associating with Grantha Bhagavat, he has also become Grantha Bhagavat, but because he is not a literature, he is a person, he is called as Vyakti Bhagavat. Vyakti Bhagavat, Grantha Bhagavat, there is no difference. Both are Bhagavat only. Both give Krishna. But one is literature, Grantha, so it is called as Grantha Bhagavat. Another is a person, Vyakti, so it is called as Vyakti Bhagavat. So one should serve either Grantha Bhagavat or Vyakti Bhagavat. 24 hours. Then once anarthas, Rajogun, Tamagun will subside, it will reduce to 25%. Anartha nivrutti means anartha will not become zero. Nashta prayeshu. Prabhupada says in one lecture. 75% of anarthas are gone. 75% of Rajogun, Tamagun, passion, ignorance is out. 25 remains and then one enters in Nishtha stage. And then as he proceeds, by Prema stage, all 100% anarthas are out. 25% is required for services and all that. It will be positively used. It will not be misused. It will not be used for committing offenses. The sadhaka who has more anarthas, more than 25%, he uses those anarthas for seeing others' faults. And the fault is the symptom. Fault seeing is the symptom. And what is the disease? Envy. Just like if I sneeze now, every now and then in the lecture, so you all understand. He mostly has cold. If I, in between doing like this, so you all understand, mostly has headache. And I'm coughing in between, then you understand some cough, like that. So every disease has a symptom. The disease of envy has the symptom of fault finding. And the biggest fault is Krishna is not filled in his heart. There are many holes and Maya has entered in those holes, in those gaps. And then he sees faults outside. One whose heart is filled with Krishna, he sees no faults. Vishwam Purana Sukhayati. The whole world is not Dukhalayam, Sukhalayam. So everybody is a devotee. What? He says everybody is a devotee, pure devotee. The only one rascal in the world, myself. This is pure devotee. Uttamadhikari. That's why he cannot preach also. He has to come down. Come down means not break some regulative principles, but he has to make some adjustment in consciousness. That is what is called as coming down. The consciousness is adjusted, no, there are so many suffering souls. I need to tell them about Krishna. So he becomes Madhyamadhikari. Not that he comes down. Only consciousness is adjusted a bit. He is Uttamadhikari only. But for preaching sake, he has to come down. Just like teacher is teacher only. He may be PhD also. But for the sake of the child, he has to hold the slate and the pencil and he has to say, this is this is ba. He is not a learner at all. Similarly, the driving license fellow, he is also driving. He is expert. But because he has to teach the student, he has to do also. Teach by his own example. So one should not see. As one progresses, one will see less faults in others and more fault in oneself. And when one sees no faults in others, Only in himself, he is a pure devotee, Uttam Adhikari. Is that fine? Yes. They did not have balance. They only went on his Krishna conscious.
So the brahmachari brother, he is forcing the parents to divide the property half-half. But being the family, being a Grihastha brother, we demand ki no. Because I have married, I have a son, I have more responsibility, so my share is more. Why should, he's a renounced person. So now...
Yeah, according to laws, you know what are outside. Even the girls have equal share.
I'm saying, should a person who is a Grihastha brother, should we, because if we force our parents, they will agree to it, because they will understand.
That is not
so should we
the
force or not?
sarvatra labhyate daivat yatha dukkham ayatna. What did you learn from this? What is Prahlad Maharaj saying? You read Bhagavatam 7th canto 70 times. Then you will understand.
Actually, the brahmachari brother, he want to give the part of the property to his temple.
So very nice. Now you should also give. You should give your wife, yourself, your child. Manasa deha geha jo kichu mo arpilu tu apade nanda kishore. Other you will be miserable. Your wife will make you miserable like anything. And your child will make you million times more miserable as you grow up.
My brother is a brahmachari in Ritwik temple.
No problem. Krishna temple. That is ISKCON temple. So, one should not fight for all these things. One should fight for becoming pure. Don't fight over property and all that. Some things can be done little bit, just a part of endeavor. But otherwise, all these things will remain here only. And you cannot get more happiness by encroaching upon others' property. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha magrudakasya siddhanam. The first verse. And this is the foundation. Very important. The whole thing comes up ahead. That everything animate and inanimate is owned and controlled by the Supreme Lord. One should take only his quota, which is set aside for himself. Knowing that others is for others. Krishna has set. So yours will come to you. Don't endeavor for that. Endeavor for advancing in spiritual life, for taking association of devotees. This is the wealth. Wealth, Laksheshwar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Laksheshwar means one who chants 1 lakh Harinam daily. Not that one who gets brother's property also. One who chants 1 lakh. Grihasthas means they should be chanting 1 lakh holy name. Mahaprabhu, when invited by Grihasthas in Jagannath Puri, please come to my house for prasadam. Mahaprabhu says, I go to only Laksheshwar's house, one who is Lakpati. They were all thinking, we are all roadpatis. At least in Jagannath Puri, they did not have their own house. Pritaprabhu had arranged some accommodation. So then they got dejected. Then Mahaprabhu said, oh, you don't understand. By Laksheshwar, I mean one who chants 1 lakh holy name daily. Immediately they said, Haribo! All the Grihasthas, Prabhuji's, Mataji, they were all chanting 1 lakh holy name. So they understood, we can invite Mahaprabhu. He'll come to our house. We don't need anything in cash or in bank balance. We just need to chant 1 lakh and we are chanting already. So we can invite. So how much are we striving in that direction? This word property and all. Your quota of happiness has to come to you. Nobody. Agre dhavati dhavati. I told you. The check is ready and the brahmachari reaches later. He is late. His sukruti has ripened already. Then he reaches. So don't worry. Let him ask. Yes. Destined to work?
Is in his destiny that he should get 5 lakhs per month, so he is destined to work 12 hours. So where do you find the time? How to reduce the time?
He can settle with a simpler job. Getting less also no problem.
But destined to get that much?
No, he will not. If he is destined to get, he will get it. He will get it. He doesn't have to work for 12 hours and all. That is not required.
But
See, the overall happiness and distress is fixed. When you are working for 12 hours, you will toil like anything, you will be frustrated in the pollution and so many things and all that. So your income is increasing, bank balance is increasing, but in the heart your happiness is decreasing. The distress is coming. So one has to understand it is not so gross in terms of cash and bank balance. It is in terms of happiness and distress. Happiness doesn't come by unlimited wealth. If you have bigger bank balance, you are nowadays so many scams, frauds. So one is all the more scared. So much fear, though so much bank balance is increasing, but here fear is also increasing. So one should not worry for all these things. One should do, as Krishna is saying, anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti cha. So sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na cha akriya. That as you are obligated to, you are a grahastha, you are supposed, you have the responsibility of maintaining family, so maintain it. 6, 7, 8 hours of job, whatever comes. He says yadrucha labha santushto dvandvatito vimatsara. Whatever comes of its own accord, whatever comes of its own accord, be satisfied with that. If you get into the rat race, I will work hard overtime and earn a lot of money, yeah, you can get into that. You will get more money also, but you will not get more happiness, that is for sure. Your distress will come to you. At best, sometimes you can change the form of happiness. Let's say you are having two-wheeler and something. So now you can purchase four-wheeler, but your happiness has not increased. So to say, you can show to others, now I am having four-wheeler, but your happiness will not increase at all. You can change the form of the happiness, but the quantum of happiness cannot be increased or decreased. That is not possible.
Ruga karma, jaise na,
That is, yeah.
That is destined, even you have to.
No, we don't have to. That's what Prabhupada's whole, everywhere he's condemning economic development like anything. And just one hypothetical condition. Imagine on planet Earth there are no women. What will the men do? There are 400 crore men on planet Earth. Will there be economic development? Nothing. All men will be peaceful. They will be sitting under trees. One man under one tree, another man under another tree. If there is little less trees, then two men under one tree, or maybe 3, 4. They will be peaceful. So-called all that economic development is only because of sex. People are mad. I want to show. One is gross sex, other is subtle sex. I want to show big car. I stay in a big bungalow. See the tiles. See this Italian marble and red stone and this that. So one doesn't have to. One toils like anything and one is miserable like anything. Prabhupada tells the story of I think one Bengali man or teacher. He was hardly having anything. Simple. He was teaching and boys would collect alms something. So king of Bengal, somebody. So, Krishna? So he asked, I can give you more money and all, you can, cook nicely your weddings. He said, no, simple. I just take rice and I soak it in the water and I take tamarind leaves and I make something like sabji, I add in this only and my wife cooks it, we offer it to Krishna and we are happy with this. There's nothing required. So one should keep, that's why in America they have KISS formula. Keep it simple, stupid. If you are not keeping life simple, you are stupid. So please keep it simple. KISS formula. It's very famous in America. I don't know how much they follow, but now Indians need it all the more. So don't try for that. Happiness is not, it is destined to you. It will come to you. That's what this whole formula Prahlad has given. And Prabhupada has stressed it so much in his books. The formula for becoming happy is don't try to be happy. Just like, how many of us have experienced? We came for Sunday feast in temple. And we came for normal something. And then nice prasad we got. Sometimes devotee has Prabhu prasad, Mahaprasad. Where from? Shri Radha Londoneshwar. Jai. I have never been to London. But they are so merciful. Either no transport charges, no the hassle of all this, nothing. Just directly from their lips to my hand and to my lips. Lip to lip kiss. That is Mahaprasad. So it will come to you. It will come. Don't endeavor. Yes, any other?
But he was telling that Lord Krishna is just a belief. and I could not counter it, means completely like complete. So, can you suggest how to like convince some person that Lord Krishna is not just a
So
belief?
Krishna is only manifested in the form of Mahaprasad. Just fill his mouth with Mahaprasad. He'll say, yeah, I believe. Mahaprasad is very tasty. So Krishna is just a belief, he will believe. Till then he is not also believing. He's just saying that I think Krishna is just a belief. When he gets Krishna in the form of Mahaprasad, he'll say, yeah, I believe. Krishna is very tasty. And you feed him only. Just feed people. That's what Prabhupada did. Feed mouth with Harinam, mouth with Prasad, and ears with Harinam. You have to have conviction. Can you sit something like in Tompkins Square Park or here, I don't know what is, Majestic, that area is in. Sit on the street, maybe side of the street, otherwise vehicles will go. Can you sit there and do Harinam Sankirtan? In fact, you have more people there. Indians who know all music, they know Hare Krishna Mahamanta, South Indians all the more. So everything, they will in fact can join. But do we have the conviction that we can sit on the street, by the side of the street, and take some asana and sit there, no problem. Can we do kirtan for 2 hours, 3 hours, like Prabhupada did? And at the end, whosoever comes, I think temple will provide, or Rakal Krishna will provide khichdi at least. He'll be happy that, temple, less people come, Majestic, lakhs of people daily. So more khichdi will be distributed. And fund will come, donation. Because Krishna is there in the form of holy name, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, and Yatra Parthu Dhanadhar, you are there, devotee, shooting holy name. So Tatra Shri, wealth has to come. Vijay, victory will be there, more follows. Then extraordinary power, bhuti, and niti, naitikta will come. But the problem is we don't have faith.
Felt.
Yeah, good.
I don't
Then you are
have
making progress. Then you are making progress. Prabhupada had the meeting of the leaders of ISKCON and asked, do you have the faith that Krishna is the supreme person God? All are silent. Do you have faith? If you have faith that Krishna is the supreme person Godhead, will take over the entire world in 18 days. Because that's what it took for Pandavas to win their own kingdom. Means Krishna's kingdom. Hastinapur and all that means Krishna's kingdom. Yudhishthira means Krishna's kingdom. And Duryodhana means Maya's kingdom. So it just took 18 days for Pandavas to take over Krishna's kingdom. So we have to know that I have a drawback. I don't have faith like Prabhupada had.
So how to increase? Like,
By reading his books and by hearing katha, chanting, serving with devotees. As Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, faith increases by hearing and chanting in the midst of sincere devotees. So we have to do that. That is the whole process. Faith keeps increasing. and speak these words. I'm just repeating the words of the king only. So it is not his faults or my glories, it is all the association that matters. Simple. You know Bhaumasur. I mean, he was Bhauma, Varadev, by his connection with Mother Earth. Bhauma was put into a very nice boy, very nice boy. Bhumata's son. Bhumata had trained him nicely. But he associated with Banasur, a big demon. So Bhauma became Bhaumasur. And in fact, if you see all the asuras in Krishna Lila, if you see their origin is quite glorious. Like the Gardhavasur or Dhenukasur, who was he? He was Sahasik. He is the one son, the eldest son of King Bali. He had 100 sons. The first one, I think, was Sahasik. So he went, king's son, enjoying life with women. So he went in Mandara Hills or somewhere. And there in the cave, he was having romantic affair with a girl. And in the process of his romance, he happened to kick, And then there was Durvasa Muni sitting in the dark cave, meditating. When he got a kick, he said, "What nonsense, you are kicking me like a donkey, may you become a donkey." And he was pious in that sense. He said, "Oh, please, please forgive me, I lost my control. Please." He said, "Okay, no problem, Krishna will deliver you. Balaram will deliver you." So these are all stories in the Garga Samhita and other places. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has told how each and another depends what and who they are. Garga Samhita talks about their previous lives. So they are all having pious lives only, but they got contaminated. Yes.
You were mentioning that a devotee should be able to see Anarthas in his own heart. So we see that when we try to see so much of Anarthas in our heart, two things could happen. One is he could get into guilt that he is unqualified to practice devotional service.
That is the mode of ignorance. That means ignorance is there. Anarthas is seen, but they are not out yet. So that is ignorance will attack him if he feels inferiority complex. Or
how he could use that to elevate himself in Krishna consciousness.
no, that cannot elevate him. He has to continue the process of hearing and chanting and serving Vaishnavas. That just by seeing Anarthas is not the end. That is the beginning. Diksha means bhajana kriya. So when one does bhajan, once Anarthas will be removed, but for removing the Anarthas, you have to see the Anartha. Like in the room, if I see the room is very clean only. I will not take the broom only to start here. But if I see there is some dirt there is some dirt there also, then I will be inspired to take the broom and start cleaning. So before cleaning the Anarthas, we have to see the Anarthas also. But then whole process of Shravana Kirtan will cleanse them. We don't have to worry. The process only takes it. Krishna only cleanses. We can never clean our heart. Impossible. We don't have the ability to clean our hearts. Only Krishna has. Krishna will do. He says that vidhunoti. Krishna will clean. He is Rishikesh. He can control our senses. We can never control any of our senses for 1 second also. Because he is only Rishikesh. He is the Lord and Master of senses. The chief sense is mind. And other senses are also there. Tumi Rishikesha, Rushikadamiya. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, "Oh Lord, you are the Lord and Master of senses. Rushikadamiya. Please control my senses, including mind."
I have one more question. So today in the morning, Japatak, you had mentioned the first thing that one who is in the mood of a servant can chant 24 hours. Could you please elaborate?
See, like somebody is what they call house servant. He has whole day service only. Yes or no? Now those who are what they call office employees and all that, they have fixed 8 hours. But a house servant means he's staying in the house only. Anytime mastering the dead of the night, midnight, he has some back, he comes, "Hey, Ramu, come here. You apply some balm," and he will do. He's a house servant. He's 24-hour servant. As again opposed to the concept of the modern day, in which one works for the company for 6, 7, 8 hours. So like that, one has realized Jivera Swarupa hai, Krishna Nityadas. Nityadas means what? 24 hours a day. So he will do 24-hour service. Some physical services, some verbal, and some mental. So chanting is the topmost service. So if no other services are available, especially let's say he's old, body is invalid, then he will all the time chant the holy. It's very easy for one who is in the mood of servant. The problem is the mood of servant is not there. That's why at the time of initiation, why are we given the name Das and Dasi? All whatever name may be there, that is external. That is just to differentiate. Now everybody here is named Vraja Krishna Das. Vraja Krishna Prabhu? Yes, Prabhu. 100 people are saying, why? There will be confusion there. Not you. No, which one you want? Not you. Vraja Krishna Prabhu. I am also Vraja Krishna Prabhu. There is super confusion, isn't it? So everybody will be thinking like that. So that's why names are different. Vraja, Vijay, Achyut Prabhu, Vipin Bihari, Rajesh Prabhu, Vraja Krishna Prabhu. So that when address one person only. Spiritual Master also sometimes asks the president that are these names okay before initiation. So the president will say, no Maharaj, we already have a brahmachari, Sri Keshav Das. If this name can be changed, again Sri Keshav Das, it will little confusing. So the spiritual master will change the name also. Okay, take it. We'll give Sri Madhav Das. So much. It will be taken care of. Yes. Any other?
Advancement, we see that Prabhupada says that advancement depends on the attitude of practitioner.
Attitude of gratitude, that's a subtle body characteristic, and attitude of servitude, that is gross body characteristic. If you have same, it's the same, it's attitude only, but in subtle body it is gratitude, and in gross body it is servitude.
I just wanted to know, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur told 3 lifetimes it takes. So what parameter, like how it is different?
It's a gradual process, no? The way the Vedic life was, association is not so much there. Now we are in an organized way going on. It's calm, an organization. This is not how traditionally people would practice spirituality. There is no organization. Just naturally the old devotees would come together and they would do Katha, Ram Katha in the evening, or Krishna Katha, they would go to temple, something like that. Some festival is there. So there is something there. Festival, dressing, decoration, whatever, Katha. So some goes, some doesn't. Now we have follow. Haribol Prabhu, coming or not, today's festival, our turn of sabji cutting. So it's an organized pattern of spiritual. So even if you don't want our counseling group, we have to go. Otherwise he may cancel my diksha. It's a very organized way of doing bhakti. Again, another question. Please remind me.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur has mentioned.
So that time there are not organized pattern. So then this way it's a gradual. So one life will, it's a general way of saying. It is not true for everyone. But masses will go through this life. If they take Krishna consciousness in a practitioner's way, sadhaka's way, he takes to spiritual life, he approaches spiritual master, he gets initiated. Now spiritual master says daily chant. So he will go on the first life, he will go in Namaparad, and second life, third life. This is a general pattern and applicable for many who practice Krishna consciousness or systematic, in a practitioner's way. But we are in an organization, and that too this is Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan Andolan, Kalo Sankirtan Yakya. So then, and Prabhupada, who is the commander-in-chief of Lord Chaitanya, so he has the right to make some concession. Prabhupada said, just chant 16 rounds throughout your life and follow the 4 regular principles and render services, you will go back to that. So he has said so Mahaprabhu has to change the pattern. Mahaprabhu's forced. There is no option for it. But we have to follow what Prabhupada says. Very least he has expected of us. But that also, as I said, many people have difficulty. Whole life they are not able to chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 regular principles. Because they give up association. How many of you seen that before initiation, person is very regular, coming Sunday feast and all that. But after some years of initiation, then he is not so much visible. How many of you see? Because he cannot be initiated. And passion is there, so of this name, fame, people become desperate. Diksha, I want Diksha. I want to become Das. Huh? What nonsense? Are you giving me the title of Das or not? Or I'll shoot you. Now he is acting as a boss and he is saying, I want to be a Das. The complete paradox, complete contradiction. And he is already Das. I went recently to Aurangabad, Sambhajinagar. So I was introduced to one girl. She was tall, means my height, a little more maybe. So I did not understand her age. So mother introduced and saying, Prabhuji, she wants to be IS officer. I said, wait, IS officer? No? So like that. So I thought maybe she's a graduate or something like that. So then I said, why IS officer? It's not so easy, Daiva and all that, many things. And I said, my sister's husband is IS officer. It's not so easy and all that. And then I told many things. Can you imagine my sister's education? IS officer wants to marry. What will be the minimum expectation from the girl? So I asked her and some few more devotees are around. So they said that minimum graduate, if possible postgraduate. I said yes, that's what you minimum expect. If not another IS officer girl, but at least graduate or postgraduate. My sister is 12th failed. And it was not love marriage. And it was not arranged. It was not that we went to them. Could you please marry my sister who's 12th failed? How dare of you to think of your sister to be God. So this is Daiva. I told everything. Then I asked her, why do you want to become IS officer? She said, she was a little confused first time somebody asking all this. So then she said, because IS officer is a public servant. I said, public servant, na? I will give you groom. Now you go all over Aurangabad and clean all the streets of Aurangabad. First I told her, you purchase and clean. Then I said, if you have difficulty in purchase, I will give you 1,500 rupees groom and you go all over. If that gets exhausted, I will give you another one also. You will be public servant. And she was shocked. I saw public servant. Too much. So then afterwards, mother told that she's in 9th class. I said, what 9th class? Have you gone crazy or what? How are you thinking? So no, all my girlfriends and all, the teachers are asking, what is your ambition in future? So then everybody is saying doctor, engineer. So I want to become IS. I said, come on, you don't even know what does it mean to be IS officer. If it is there in your Daiva, it will happen, don't worry. Don't become tense. And mother was telling she's too much tense and all. I said, anytime in future you feel tense, you just give me a call. I will relieve your entire tension. And by courier I will send you groom also. Aurangabad gets completely clean, then come to Pune. And I will send you to Bangalore also. Entire India is there. So, you see, what a craze. Anyway, who had asked the question? I forgot. It was so funny when I heard. First I thought she's graduate, so okay, chalo, graduate means close to IS. When I heard afterwards she's 9th class, I was thinking, my God, 9th class to IS is too far. Graduation. Crazy. Anyway, who had asked the question? What was the question? That only.
It's like in that parameter like surrender to Guru and that is considered.
That is considered, but it's like graduation. Slowly people will do. It takes time. Ultimately it depends on attitude only. Somebody, previous life somebody has done 90-95%. He is surrendering to Guru. And somebody is completely fresh. He was Balotpadita preaching. Some preacher of ISKCON got him and gave him prasad and all that. And he said, surrender. How many of you know for initiation people are forced? Forced means, अरे ले लो दीक्षा अभी दे रहे गुरु महाराज. How many of you? Oh much. The candidate is not ready, is not so much aspiring. अरे ले लो अभी गुरु महाराज बहुत दयालु है, बाद में कौन देगा? तो ऐसे बोलो प्रीचिंग करके तो वो तो आदमी क्या करेगा? दीक्षा ले लेगा, बाद में भगवान जाने. Who knows what he will do? So thus he will not be so charged up, in comparison to. That's why he says now. What is he says? 6th chapter, Purva Janma, Riyate Avashopi Sabha. What is the beginning? Purvabhyasena teneva, Riyate Avashopi Sabha. Purvabhyas, he has done lot in the previous lives, 90-95% over. Teneva Riyate Avashopi Sabha. Helplessly he gets dragged to Krishna. Krishna is like the most powerful magnet and he is very pure iron. So as it is brought close to Krishna, it gets attracted. The iron gets pulled in the direction of magnet. So he will be like him. So it depends on personal practice and all that. But we are in an organization. Prabhupada is the only acharya who is going to make it in one lifetime. If we follow his whatever instruction he has given. It's very easy. Why one lifetime? Even that much is not required. In 10-20 years only you can become pure devotee. If you apply yourself fully. The problem is we are not applying fully. How many devotees get up 4 o'clock every morning and 4:30 they start the morning program chanting, no matter what, wherever they are on planet Earth. And they try to be in the ashram of devotees and attend Bhagavatam class daily. Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Why Prabhupada? This is a unique situation. Any temple you go, you will not find. They have katha once in a while. Ram Navami is coming, 9 days Ram Navami, Ram Katha, something festival. But daily, which temple in India is there where every day morning the entire devotee congregation comes together and they have aartis attending together, dancing, singing, and Bhagavatam class? Where is it? Which other temples have this strategy? Is there anyone? Any organization? I have not heard of. In Jaipur, they all gather. I heard 5,000 plus people. But they attend Mangal Aarti. After that, I don't think there is Bhagavad Katha and all that. Up to 9 o'clock, 4:30 to 9. Very good. 4.5 hours. या और कुछ है कि नहीं जीवन में करने के लिए? How days go? Yes.
It's like little out of context. So we know in Sri Sampradaya there is Kuresh, or I don't remember the name. Like he was very much dedicated to Ramanujacharya. So they're like his pastimes are more like fully exclusively dedicated to the Guru. So like in our we don't see that, we see also, but like how to understand that there is only focus on Guru and
that is told in Shvetashudra Upanishad and Mundaka Upanishad. Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasyaite kathita hyartha prakashante mahatmanah. It says that only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and Guru, all the imports of Vedic knowledge are automatically given. Divya Gyan, Ruthe Prakashi. So, but many times we are not so much. Many devotees sing Guru Puja and all, what they sing, they don't know what is the meaning. They don't know many times.
it's like in his example it was like only Guru and
But like what else is there? Okay, his Guru was not on planet Earth. Guru had Ramanujacharya next to him. Prabhupada did not have. When he had, then you should read the pastime in our spiritual, our Srila Prabhupada, A Friend to All, by Her Grace, Mula Prakriti Mataji. Read that book and see Prabhupada's interactions with Bhaktivedanta and Prabhupada's interactions with God brothers. What powerful interaction, very pure, very amazing. What is a Vaishnava you come to know? Prabhupada speaking. Lilamrita doesn't talk about any of that. Lilamrita talks almost from Prabhupada boarding Jaladuta. Entire of that passage is in first volume only. From birth or before birth till he boards Jaladuta. But that is very nicely described by Mula Prakriti Mataji. 25 years of research, interviews of so many personalities. Prabhupada's God brothers. Very nicely. Unfortunately, when the book was published, Mataji was no more. Her devotee Mataji friend and her husband. Huh? And that's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, when the book was published, by then she had left the world. She left the body. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We heard recently in a what is this? Seminar that it takes 10 years for healing one attentive round, for hearing I think, one attentive round, 2 years for what is this? PO 40. You all heard the seminar, no? You can tell. Huh? Posture. Okay. Few years for posture, minimum 50 years for attentive 16 round chanting, which may discourage sadhaka to discontinue devotional service. Is being patient means to be patient for many years? I don't know, for a lifetime. Yes, lifetimes, for all eternity. Utsaha Nishya. Radharani is crying for 100 years. Krishna. So she is exhibiting so much patience. How much more we should exhibit? But it doesn't. I don't know who told that. Where is it written? But it is not like a what you call standard rule. As in a machine, in a company, the machines, there is fixed time. That thing will be molted, that iron for so much, so many hours and so many minutes and seconds and all that. And then after that it will be put in the cast and it has to be there for so many minutes or seconds. It is not like that at all. Every individual is different. That's why Goswami Maharaj, when he came and Prabhupada asked, why are you wandering all over India pilgrimage? Because I want to take sannyas. Oh, you want sannyas? I will give you sannyas. First, agreement. Surrender is based on sannyas, nothing less than that. And very soon Prabhupada said also to all the leaders that I want to give Govind sannyas. Then they said, Prabhupada, he's a neophyte. Immediately Prabhupada said, you are neophyte. Make Danda ready. Yes, Prabhupada. Make Danda ready. Prabhupada gives. You think for him it will be 10 years for he carrying one attentive right. Posture. Posture gaya baad mein. All with the posture. One of the for pure devotee, Ragamaga Bhakta, he can lie down in the temple hall and he can look at Gaurangi manifestation. बहुत चिकने दिखते हो तुम. You are too beautiful today. He can say that, but he doesn't do that because we all will get carried away. Otherwise, there's nothing like that. These are all sadhakas should practice rigidly. Prabhupada says, what is that? Success is guaranteed for a rigid practitioner. The word itself, rigid. See how hard it is. Hard. See the word, hard. Soft. You see the difference of it? Soft is soft word or hard word? And hard? D hard. So rigidity in one's own life, not with others. In one's own life. So nothing like that. Some will, and in previous life somebody has already practiced like that. My spiritual master had been a yogi even before coming to ISKCON. He would daily sit from sunrise to sunset like this. So, and at the end of the day, one carrot he would eat. Not that carrot was dangling in front of him. That's why he was meditating. But the point is, this is not a stereotype practice, but I am telling what Acharya said, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's good to practice like that, but it is not necessary that after whatever he said, that it takes 10 years for hearing one attentive round. But I say 20, 30, 40, 50 years old Prabhupada disciples are doing that I am not able to hear holy name. That doesn't mean that they are not able to hear, but it is a humility. And if somebody after 10 years says, now I know to hear attentively. I heard 55th lecture of 1998 of the Radha Maharaj. So he says, one may become very proud that I hear my japa very attentively. So after 10 years somebody says, I hear my japa attentively. Then he is proud fellow. He's not hearing. He's hearing his own glory. He's not hearing Krishna's glory. So it is not, there's nothing stereotyped. It's all dynamic. It's Krishna and the Jiva. How yathamam prapadyanti. Otherwise this sloka becomes bogus only. No. Krishna, I surrender you fully. So Krishna says, no, 1 year, 10 years it will take for you. So hearing one attentive. Sorry. Itna bhi jump maro. And then it will take few years for posture. Then minimum 50 years for attentive 16 rounds. But 16 rounds is not a goal. Kirtan is a thari. Why should he chant 15 rounds only? 50 rounds, 50 years he should chant 16 rounds. He should increase. I recently met Priti Mataji in Pune. She had something to ask, so she said, can I meet you? So she came in temple and so in talking to her, I asked, she is 49 years old. So I asked, how many rounds you chant? She said, 64 rounds. So what? 64 rounds? Like, Prabhu ji, kya kare? Hum to late aaye na bhakti mein. You all came in your young days only. You are quite late. To compensate na everything. So daily I chant 64. I said, my God, Mataji gave me the dust of your lotus feet. I hope in some lifetime I will chant 64 rounds. See, she is not initiated and daily chanting 64 rounds. Sincerity matters. Sangha is all that matters. That's why Prabhupada says in one place, ISKCON purposes, they are there 7 official, but they are also elaborated by Prabhupada in NOI, electoral instruction. And he says, ISKCON is for providing the association of devotees to the whole world. Association of sincere devotees. Those who have not forgotten Krishna. In one sense, we all had forgotten Krishna. Prabhupada says, I think in that prayer, forgotten we are to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, something he says. So we had forgotten Krishna. Prabhupada reminded us, and now we are so-called people who are not forgetful of Krishna, but we had forgotten earlier. And now we have to provide association to the rest of the world. So don't get discouraged. Discouragement means ignorance is prominent in your life. Brahmananda Prabhu says, Prabhupada was man of no discouragement. Whole of first volume of Lilamrita, if you read, will be highly discouraged. If you put yourself in the place of Prabhupada, my God, you will commit suicide. So many defeats after defeats. Prabhupada, and ultimately he took Hanuman jump only. But Hanuman jumped to Sri Lanka, but Prabhupada went farther to America. Hanuman did not jump to America. So Prabhupada is all the more bigger than Hanuman jump. So can you imagine? After all the defeats and failures, then he goes for supreme failure. Here in India it did not work. He is going to West for supreme failure. But by Krishna's grace, it became highly successful. So one should not get discouraged. All our moods, all are dependent on our moods. Getting discouraged and all that is because one is in the mood of ignorance and feeling very high of oneself. It is because of passion and having knowledge properly, and one is happy, that is goodness. And feeling desperation and to help the condition, to chant the holy name fervently and non-stop 24 hours, and to want to serve more and more Vaishnavas in a better and better way, and to help the conditioned souls to come closer to Krishna. Nameruchi Vaishnava Seva. That means you are in pure goodness. If 24 hours you are conducted by one of the three, you are desperately attracted to holy name, or you are very eager to serve Vaishnavas, or you are always connecting the jivas to Krishna through preaching, any kind of preaching, even as simple as giving prasad. That means you are in pure goodness. But at least there should be in the mode of goodness, happiness and knowledge. One who is in knowledge is happy. One who is not in knowledge is not happy. He is miserable. Any other?
Prabhuji, you said that one should speak the truth when it is palatable.
That is Vedic one. Prabhupada is quoting, you can read it, 17th chapter. Anudvega Paramah.
In 10th chapter,
14th chapter.
in 10th chapter, 4th verse, Prabhupada is saying it is common to believe that people speak truth when it is palatable. But there only he said that Satyam commands like means truth should be presented as it is. Facts should be presented as it is. How can we understand?
I said no, in 14, Anudvega Paramah, maybe we can see only one problem. Huh? 17th point. Point 14, 1/4, 15, 1/5. Anudvega karamvakyam satyam priyahitam chaya swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vammayam tapa uchyate. Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. Purport: one should not speak in such a way as to agitate the minds of others. Of course, when a teacher speaks, he can speak the truth for the instruction of his students, but such a teacher should not speak to those who are not his students if he will agitate their minds. This is penance as far as talking is concerned. That I already told. What is the question? If you don't have students, somebody has not hired you as his teacher, you don't have the right to agitate his mind by speaking unpalatable words.
In 10th chapter 4th verse, Prabhupada is saying
10.4.
although sometimes the truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking it. And
Yeah, that is when the student is there. See, otherwise you may think that I have defeated that fellow, but you have done anti-preaching. Like in one temple, I will not tell the name, There is a book table, and the brahmachari at the book table, what does he say? People come, Hare Krishna, have this book, look at these books. These are written by Swami Prabhu, this. And he will see the thing. The person is not so convinced to purchase. He will say, ultimate bomb, These books are for human beings, not for animals. That means if you don't purchase this book, you are an animal. So he may think that man will be disturbed and he will think, oh, no, I am a human being. Okay, how much it is, and he will purchase it. But that person will be very much, what kind of nonsense people are this? What do they think of themselves? So this is not the way. This is not Shivadaya. This is not Paradukha Dukhi. One should genuinely feel compassion. And then one can be lovingly little bit, requesting. But one cannot be forcing like that. That's how anti-Christian. In Princeton University they had written a signboard only. Hare Krishnas are banned from Princeton University. That entrance only. I mean, no Hare Krishna can enter inside. Why? Because earlier devotees did such a deadly way, all forcing and all that. They put a signboard that better you get out. Just like this, trespassers will be prosecuted. So if Hare Krishna comes inside Princeton University, heavy action will be taken. He will be put behind the bars also. Why? Because devotees presented Krishna consciousness in the wrong way. Prabhupada did not force like that. He offered love. He offered prasad. Isn't it? Prabhupada was so happy David is picking up, and he wrote to his godmother, I think he will be the first devotee. But then afterwards he acted crazily, attacking Prabhupada only. So Prabhupada's heart was crying. So it is not the way. Force will not work. Love works. Love is the greatest force, power in the creation. And Prabhupada loved everyone. That's why who will go to Western countries at the ripe age of 70 on a cargo ship? Challenge to any ISKCON devotee now also. If you are given free passage on a cargo ship to US, to Boston Harbor, will you go? 38 days it will take. Who will go? And luxury ship also, we may say, I prefer airplane ticket. Luxury ship also is not good. Isn't it? So, okay, any other?
This, you told that we have to be very loving in speech, but actually means how it will come out. Means we don't.
When your heart is filled with love, it will come out through lips, through your tongue. What is inside that comes out.
Practically how to cultivate.
That is by chanting Hare Krishna and hearing. We already discussed the whole thing. We already discussed. Krishna comes through the medium of oral sound vibration, and we take him inside. He cleanses our heart, and holy name goes inside. It's Krishna only. So your heart is filled with Krishna, Krishna prema. But basically practicing Navvidha Bhakti. Bhajanera sarvasreshta navavidha bhakti, Krishna prema, Krishna dite, dhare mahashakti. All types of spiritual practices, the topmost are 9 processes of devotional service. So we perform them. They have 2 potencies. It awards to Krishna prema, love for Krishna, and Krishna himself. Krishna prema means Srimati Radharani. She is filled with Krishna prema. Krishna prema mai Radha, Radha prema mayo Harihi. So this is the only song of Jiva Goswami. He is written. Recently I came to know from his own Sundar Goswami. He had composed one Ashtakam, Shri Govinda Mandirashtakam. When Shri Govindji's Mandir was getting built, he was so ecstatic. On the spot, Jiva Goswami, because Rupa Goswami was instrumental, he was the one who got Govindji, but unfortunately it took 70 years for the temple to build. So by that time he was no more. So Jiva Goswami saw such 7-story building of red stone, what a beautiful, best structure in whole of North India. So he was stunned, and in his stunning mood only, he on the spot glorified Govindji temple through 8 verses. Sri Govinda Mandirashtakam, which he did not write, but a scribe was there next to him. So immediately cut, he wrote down, and we have that. If you go from Krishna Balaram temple to Fogala Ashram in Vrindavan, you all know, on the left side you will find one gate kind of thing, and there it is written Vrindavan Research Institute. How many of you see? So you can see that. So there inside there are 32,000 Vaishnava literatures. 32,000. This is one such description. All details are there. I'm hearing Hindra Swami Maharaj. He did intensive research on this. He's still doing. So, what are the point? So Krishna Prem Krishna Dite Dhare Mahashakti. And then next he says Taramadde Sarvasreshta Nama Sankirtan Niraparadha Nama Laile Pape Premana. In all 9 also topmost is chanting the holy name. So our goal is to chant purely 24 hours. Quantity 24 hours. Quality purely with love. But to reach there we will have to take shelter of other processes also, because maybe we have not done 70, 80, 90% of devotional service in previous lives. This is a fresh beginning. So we can take shelter of other processes and ultimately head towards pure 24 hours chanting.
Actually, that swabhava with our upbringing is there.
That all will be, that is subtle body.
Also comes out.
That comes out because you are not associating with devotees. You are not serving devotees. Para swabhava karmani na prasansit na gahe. So we have karma in the gross body and we have swabhava in the subtle body. So it's all, Varanasham is all about subtle body only. Psychophysical nature. Somebody the brahmachari says. So nothing is, in 64 regular principle there is no mention of even sannyas. Forget about brahmacharya and grihastha. It is spoken directly on the Atma level, soul platform. So all your swabhava and all that is coming up because you are not taking association properly. Pranipat, Pariprashna and Seva, these 3 are not properly there. They are not there in quantity, or if they are there, they are not there in quality. So then your swabhava will only come out. No? What else can come out? Naturally it will only come out. Just by being around devotees and all, that is not enough. You have to take association. Prabhupada said then the mosquito is also sitting on my lap. Doesn't mean that he is taking my association. He is a nuisance. He is biting me. So just by being around ISKCON temple doesn't mean that you are associating with devotees. You have to be doing that Pranipat Pariprashna. Then it will happen. Then your swabhava and all will remain aside of it. And eventually you will be a pure devotee. But it takes long time. That's why Prabhupada also eventually felt the need in ISKCON to establish Varanashram. Especially because he started with foreigners and they were not rooted in Vedic life. From childhood, Garbhadan, Sanskar and all, which we also don't have now, but at least earlier generation. So then they they started living practices. Sannyasi is sending his danda, a post. Prabhupada receives danda and with a letter. Prabhupada, I quit sannyas. Tera tujhko arpat. Aapne diya danda, aapko arpat. Please accept danda. Hare Krishna. That's why in the 8th canto he writes that Gajendra fighting with crocodile. That in case one is not able to practice sannyas life sincerely, then one can enter humbly in grihastha life. Not that give up bhakti only. That sannyasi give up bhakti. But Prabhupada says, okay, sure. Though Vedas don't recommend sannyasi getting married, Vedas recommend suicide only for a sannyasi who turns back to material life. Just like Chota Haridas. But Prabhupada is very merciful. Okay, you cannot practice sannyas. Become humble grihastha, but chant Shri rounds and all that. So Varanashram, then Prabhupada felt, okay, chalo, everybody is not ready for pure devotional service. So let them be situated at least the gross body and subtle body, little properly, and then they may be able to practice Krishna consciousness. So Varanashram is for gross body and subtle body. It's not on the soul platform. That's why he's saying Varanashram acharata Purushena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhyati. Situated in Varanashram is like, now I'm on nice asana. Then I can be in nice class or some class. Now imagine this continuously this is shaking like anything. It's going and sound coming. I'll be like, what is happening? And let's say none of you are helping. I cannot speak only. I'll be speaking that only. What happening? Take care. Put something there. Maybe it will fall down. So steady asana is there. Then one can open mouth and speak something properly. Something at least. Then properly I will see later. So that's how Varanashram comes in the picture. But the soul is like something like, soul is above the Vyasasam floating only. So what we have been given is on highest level, but the practitioner may not be yet ready. Different practitioners in ISKCON are on different levels. So one should take association of pure devotees and make swift progress. And we are famous for preaching. We are preaching to new people. So all kind of new people we are bringing. It's like producing 10,000 children. And in the house, what will the mother do? The father is gone out for. she'll go crazy. 10,000 children are crying. so, okay, no problem, you can preach, no problem, but we should associate with pure devotees. Then the strength will come. Otherwise, it will be overwhelming. New people come and they will create nuisance within ISKCON only. If they are not trained, that's why training is very important. Prabhupada, after some years of preaching, then he felt, now there is time for boiling the milk. He only phrased, gave the praise. So many devotees have come and they are not trained, they are behaving wrongly. You all know once one devotee was cleaning the temple and he saw Prabhupada's photo on Vyasasana, he thought this should be cleaned. Like here also they said, nicely. So he took Prabhupada's photo and he kept in another place upside down. Then the photo is upside down, Prabhupada's head is below and then the feet are the whole. And after some time Prabhupada came there and Prabhupada said, what nonsense? Does he have brain? How can he keep the photo upside down? The photo of the spiritual master is not different from him. And crazy fellow. Another place, Prabhupada, for his arrival, they had been cleaning the temple. So somehow the fellow was late. He was cleaning and he had spread the washing powder and all that soap. And Prabhupada came, Prabhupada slipped only. And somehow he managed, he did not fall down. He was shocked, what? English people are there. Then he told Brahmanan, I am surrounded by dangerous people. What kind of crazy fellows are these? So they required, because they were not from Vedic background. So that's why then Varnashram is all this Vedic background, which many of us are also losing touch of nowadays. Many things devotees don't know. Sleeping, when we are sleeping, our head should be either on east or south. That Ganapati's head, how did that past time? That elephant which was sleeping with north head on the north or something, Shivji saw, okay, my son's head is beheaded. So he deceived the fellow, he cut off that elephant's head, took the head, and made apple, put it on Ganesh head, Ganesh top. Okay. Because that fellow that he was sleeping in the wrong direction. So this is a many devotees don't know. How to eat, how to sleep. You ask devotees, where is east? East? As if it is like, out of syllabus question. East. I said, sunrise, where is sunrise? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Where is sunrise? Here only in Bangalore only this past time happened. In youth center. I wanted to sleep night and I wanted to keep on east direction. I was new. That time all these GPS and all this compass and all were not there. So I was the leader only. Where is east? And he looked at it as me. And he was an engineer, pass out I think. I said, east, where sun rises. He said, that's not. Then he called 2-3 more devotees, nobody knows. So this is what it means. So we don't know the science. Anyway, it's a big subject matter. But if we take shelter of pure devotee, he will train us in the basics also. But then he will train us in spirituality. How to cry out to Krishna, the highest. Okay? So should we end? Anupama has one more. Okay, ask. Ask like that, without mind. Use the mic behind me.
The disciples who left after Prabhupada, means I heard that they also left because they didn't find a friend in him.
So question.
So that is, what is the actual reason? That one or they didn't had support? What is the
No, Vani is there, but not everybody is elevated enough to be able to take direct association of Vani and the spiritual master. So, for that matter, Prabhupada did not get so much assistance in his preaching work. Forget about just a friend. Prabhupada was in preaching missionary activities. But tried so many times, send me one brahmacharya assistant, nobody came. Send me Pradhan, so many obstacles. But he went on. Those who are very high in consciousness, they can. But okay, we don't expect everybody to be on highest or purest platform, like Prabhupada. They did not find friend also. And they could not rise themselves to the level of Vani practice, following the Vani. So they needed some vapu, which they did not get, favorable atmosphere, other devotees offending, criticizing. So they left. If only they were deeper in Vani, Prabhupada books, they would not have left. Have not others who stayed back gone through such difficulties? So many difficulties. His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj in the New West Virginia, New Vrindavan, there was a line drawn on the ground telling him that you should never cross this line in your whole life. Can you imagine? what do you call it? Abuse, imprisonment. Even Prahlad was not drawn a line by Hiranyakashipu, never crossed this line. But here that was a line. Like that treatment he got, and many others also got like that. I heard one disciple of Prabhupada, because he was tortured in North American temple, he ran away from temple all the way, he went to South America. And there he said, let me be far away from that way. So those who are rooted in Vani, they will be able to take up these insults and all that. That's a part of the purification, how deep you are in the soul. Tiraskrita vipralabdha shapta shipta hatapi nasyatat pratikurvanti tadbhakta prabhavai. Bhagavatam says that. A devotee even discussed, blasphemed, killed also, he doesn't retaliate. That means pure devotee. So understood, younger devotees in ISKCON earlier did not get. Now also there are scenarios where devotees are not getting, they are being mistreated and all that. That is what Kanishadhikari means, fight, neophyte. They will fight, they will criticize, all that goes on, blaspheming like anything. Because Krishna consciousness, they are not into. So then they will be into all Maya. They will become Maya's agents, naturally. And they will criticize each other. And those who are not so deep, they will leave. And so many have left in the past, so many are living now also. A brahmachari, I have seen with tattoo. He was a brahmachari, simple brahmachari, saffron brahmachari. Okay, the tattoo was Jai Sri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasati Guru and Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oh, why should he do tattoo? Saffron brahmachari. I told him, hey, not in Pune, somewhere else, North Maharashtra. Hey, don't be in front of Radheshyam Guru. I said, no, sleeves are there, no, the Guru. I said, no, but when you raise hands with Mangalati and all, sleeves will go down. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is all not required. Now, why should a brahmachari put a tattoo? Okay, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya is there, but why is it required? Why can't he has the lips and tongue? No? He can always chant Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Hare Krishna.
So how do we convince, how do we see that we are at the level of Vani? And many times we get this emphasis also that we should take Vani association, more emphasis.
Take Vapu association seriously, of great souls, pure devotees. Then the Vani, they will be speaking Vani only. And then slowly, will get rooted in Vani. If you are already so elevated in consciousness that you can directly connect with the Vani of some pure devotee, then very good. If not, have association of Vapu. His Holiness Goswami Maharaj would stress a lot on Vapu also. And the way you can see how he nurtured his disciples and all that. They are very fixed up and all that. Solid training. Solid means too heavy. We cannot digest it. One brahmachari, Maharaj was going for preaching program. He was setting the car up next to the driver, sit. He was putting that saffron cloth because Guru Maharaj will be sitting. And he was taking quite a long time, very nicely and all that. So Maharaj came and he was standing there behind. And this fellow is going on absorbed. So Maharaj caught him hard with him aside. Hard. And he said, you rascal, I'm getting late for program. Then he was coming from his room to car another time. And they were passing through temple halls like that. So then one devotee was very nicely singing kirtan, the temple hall with harmonium and microphone and all that, very melodious. And one disciple said, Maharaj, he sings so beautifully. Maharaj said, yes, that is called as Maya Kirtan. He is singing to impress others, that how melodious his voice and how great singer he is. This is not Krishna Kirtan. Like that he has trained. So this all is possible in Vapu. Prabhupada says also of the Vani and of the Grantha Bhagavad and Vyakti Bhagavad. Vyakti Bhagavad association is more powerful. And he can catch your ear. Grantha Bhagavad catches, but that nobody can perceive. And nobody touches Grantha Bhagavad so much that he can feel the twisting of the ear. But Vyakti Bhagavad, when he catches your ear physically and twists it, Maharaj, chhod di. You will cry. So it's good to have such a trainer. But you should also be deep enough in your bhakti. Do not leave bhakti. You should feel love than some kind of mistreatment. Okay, so we'll end here. Gantarashi Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Shri Bhakti Samajan ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktarinda ki jai, Gaur Premananda.
Hare Krishna. So we'd like to thank His Grace Sundar Prabhuji for enlightening us. So let us all thank Prabhuji by one time loudly chanting Hare Krishna mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
And we'll be continuing to have the association of Prabhuji. So requesting all the devotees to join us for tomorrow's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class at 8 a.m. here in Temple. Hare Krishna.